Oh, the same one for the last 20 years. Shortok, my dwarf cleric. Dwarf cleric just to keep things consistent. One of the most memorable eras for me was Shadows of Lucklin when I joined my first real raiding guild, Ring of Valor, and then Plains of Power when we kind of stormed through the first half of it and then got completely steamrolled by the UK and the other raiding guilds. I found myself being at the poor end of the competition, but it was still really fun to be competing with people for raid targets and competing with them for camps. It wasn't completely like we weren't getting text messages or anything, or there wasn't any bat phone or Discord to help organize stuff. Just a lot of in-game communication and teamwork. In I think it was 2012, I had joined a raiding guild on that server called Temerity, and we made it the only single raid that ever completed Plane of Time and got into the Quorum Chamber. And Quorum was unfinished, untuned, and we got 2 or 3 attempts at him, but the AE stun lock that gets progressively longer, unresistible and unline of sight, and it was just completely impossible with any raid configuration to be able to kill it. So it was fun to bat our heads up against it a few times, but then we never got back into the chamber before the server shut down. PvE, I usually play support classes, so like there are a few games where PvP has been pretty fun in like battlegrounds scenarios, but usually I'm too much of a nice person for PvP, and I get a little sad when I get ganked for no reason. It's one of the problems I had with WoW. I'm just off in some chasm camping something, and somebody just comes through and ganks me, and it just keeps on running. Hey, you didn't even get anything for doing that. Main for life, usually I cultivate alts by encouraging my friends to play games, and then they quit, and then I get to have their character. The website, plainofmischief.com, I'm not the creator, I'm just the guy that took it over from the last guy who apparently also wasn't the creator of the site, Irontail. He just got hit by a car or something. The domain lapsed and I picked it up, and I've been running it since 2012. The first revision of Plane of Mischief was located in a zone and 10 raid level dragons that you had to get past first. And then you zoned into this weird, dinky little Alice in Wonderland type of, mostly a recreational zone because there wasn't any real raid content. It was just going and either grouping or soloing to pick up cards so you can combine and get gear that was actually comparable to the end game, but you could do it by yourself. But it was very difficult to get there, and it was also fairly difficult to stay there. If you zoned out, you had to get back in through the Temple of Ishin again. But the art design was really interesting. There's a lot of goofy stuff in there, a lot of jokes and references, and it was a handy little place to hang out and improve your character, get some EXP, and just see some goofy stuff like upside down rooms and the Alice in Wonderland wing where everything gets bigger the further you go into it. Go kill all the there's puppet versions of all the EverQuest gods in there. Mostly information about the zone. I've made a couple of small edits. I added a page for the recordings that I'm doing of EverQuest music. That's still a work in progress, but it's mostly zone information, rooms, mobs, gear, and recipes, but I haven't tweaked it too much since I've picked it up, so most of the content is still 99% how it looked in the year 2001. Yeah, I'll go October 2021. Yeah, I've been excited for it for a long time. During the early phases, it was kind of touch and go, and people were getting kind of skeptical during that first round of funding, but I got in with the 250 Pathfinder pledge, so I'm grandfathered into like my lifetime sub account.